What do you see as some of the major challenges that businesses face in the 21st century?
I think there are some major challenges coming up. For me, if I was to pick three, I would have to say the relentless pace. I remember when I first started, it's just miles different than it is now. There's the internet, there's the fact that you're expected to be on call 24 hours a day. And then just the pace of change. I don't know what it was like for our grandparents, but it just seems that every year there's something else that you have to adapt to or another bit of technology that you need to know. So I think for business owners, often they put their head in the sand or in a big pile of cashmere, as I like to say, and they just try to ignore it. But if they do, then they'll miss out. So for business owners, I think the challenge is what they adopt and what they leave out, but they have to choose what to adopt and what to leave out. They can't simply just swim and hope that it will work. I think having to stand out is going to be harder and harder because we don't just operate in North Sydney. We don't just operate in the city of Sydney or in Manly or the mountains. We operate in a worldwide market now. And that's a very crowded market. I know for me, my competitors are accountants in Perth, whereas they used to be a competitor down the road. Or even they're a competitor in India who's offering cheap rates to get their bookkeeping done. So standing out in that market is really tough. And I think what people are going to get quite jaded about is people that say, I'm different, I'm innovative. You're not. So I think to stand out, people are genuinely going to have to be different and genuinely going to have to be innovative, but that's going to be harder and harder. And I think it will be that you can't just be innovative this year, sit back and feel good about it. It's going to be innovative this year, then what are we doing next month? Or what are we doing next year to back that up? And I think it will be very interesting to see where Apple go with this. They were incredibly innovative. Steve Jobs is gone. How are they going to back that up? And the challenge isn't there for them, it's for every business owner. And the third thing I think is probably something I just touched on a little bit is outsourcing. We already see so much where you can outsource your business cards, you can outsource so many things to India and to Asia. And for my industry, I know for accounting, it's an enormous thing that's starting to creep in, where we can outsource our whole back-end functions to Asia and India. And whether that's going to help or hinder the profession, I don't know. It'll certainly be a problem for people entering the job market, but it will also be a problem if people in India or businesses in India or Asia decide to shop front here, back office there, and suddenly they've got a really, really cheap alternative to what we're doing. So that, I think, competing in that space and competing where I'm paying $25 to a girl here, but someone that's outsourcing is paying $2 to their market is going to be harder and harder. I think how you compete against that is on value, and I think how you compete on that is service, but it's essentially what Harvey Norman is feeling at the moment. It's selling in a retail shop versus online, and I know for me, I'm going online. So I then need to look at my business and say, well, why wouldn't a business client go directly to India and get a cheaper deal? Because that's what I'm doing with my shopping. So I have to make sure that in my business I am robust, I'm offering value, and I'm creating a reason for my clients not to shop only on price. And I think where the outsourcing is going to hit is on price. So it's about reinventing your business and making sure that there truly is value there. So yeah, those three things, relentless pace of business, standing out, and outsourcing.